Hi, and welcome back to my journey. Well, I made it. I'm halfway there. It's bittersweet because I'm halfway there and I still have 24 milligrams to go. I know some people, 24 milligrams is of Valium is all they do, and I've thought about that, but again, this is my journey for whatever reason. I wish, I wish I was closer to being done, but I'm not. Um, I had made a video a week ago and I deleted it because I was just in a really bad space. And I think that does a disservice because if anybody, because I know I show other people videos that other people do about benzodiazepine withdrawal and or just pharmaceutical, whether it's even SSRIs, which I've said I want to talk about and I haven't yet because I did do that as well. Um, and it sucked. Um, but that said, I couldn't post it, and it wasn't very long, and I wanted to wait till now because I'm halfway done. I can look back right now and I can say I'm halfway from when I crossed over to Valium. I was on more Klonopin than and to give you guys to remind you, I was at 2 milligrams of Valium when I crossed over. It took me 6 months. I didn't think I was going to make it. So for a lot of you out there that are crossing, and it feels, and for some people they cross very easily, and for you that's fantastic. For me, it was very hard. Um, I almost gave up a few times, but the thought of going backwards just, I couldn't bear that either. So I went through. So like I said, 6 months. It should have been 40 milligrams if you're keeping track. But again, I had to add a few milligrams here and there as I was doing my cut to make it bearable. So I ended up at 48. So now halfway is 24. Halfway would have been 20, or yeah, 20. But to go along with the Ashton protocol. And one thing I want to say about that, well, let me just first say, I'm grateful that I made it through the conversion. I'm not, you don't have to. I'm quite grateful that I did. I'm grateful that I'm 24 milligrams down. I mean, that in itself is huge, and I have to hold on to that. And I wasn't doing that well the last few weeks at all. It's been really tough. And I think one of the things too, and again, I'm not taking anything away from what this journey is, but I was so focused on being halfway and wanting it to be by a certain time and all this stuff that again, they say what you focus on grows. And I was so focused and it became so, this was the hardest time for me ever to get to a certain level. And it's weird because I just heard myself say that. I've said that about every single thing. So the bottom line is this is a bitch. um, but it just seemed like getting to 24 was so much harder. I'm having to break up my pills now. And for those of you that are like I had a 10, I had to break it up into a 5 and 3 2s and then break that in half, start weighing in. And now I'm doing it again on the other side for this new cutting I'm doing. It's just, and you become very perfectionistic and and I'm really trying to let go of just, okay, this just is what it is. There's more pills, but I'm actually less, just go with it. I swear to God, I'm going to make a video of watching me do a cut and explaining some of the things. And some of it, I hesitate to even put some of it on camera because I don't want to put things in people's minds, but it's just things that drive me crazy. So I don't know. But I am going to do that. I swear I am before this holiday season's over. And that's the other thing. The holidays are here. My daughter just had her birthday. There were so many things that were reminding me of a friend of mine just did a video, and I'm going to put her um, YouTube channel. She's about a year out now, and it's somebody that I really think everyone should be following because she's a perfect example of everything that's right about going through this process. It's shitty as it is, her attitude and her, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to put that down there, and I consider her a very good friend. I'm grateful to on this journey to have met her, even if it's in a really shitty way. Anyway, the holiday seasons. I mean, it's just all the things that I feel like I'm missing out on, and I am missing out on. And the thought of, am I doing this to myself? Am I, and I just, all of those things and all the things that we do to ourselves. But you know what? I'm determined that, my daughter's birthday has passed. No, I didn't go and do the stuff that they did. But honestly, if I'm being honest, I wouldn't have done what she did anyway. I would have gone to the little dinner that they had with their friends, but I wouldn't have done the shopping. Um, so there's some things that you have to be honest with yourself about. But at the same time, yeah, it's Christmas. It's for me in the States and for, whatever, that's what I grew up doing. For a lot of you, there's other holidays. It's just, this is a tough time. We have a new year coming up. So you tend to look back not only over the year, but for me now, I'm looking over the past 4 years of coming off of different medications and where that's gotten me. But at the same time, I can say, if I look back right now as I'm sitting here, I can just tell myself, I've made it this far. I'm still breathing. I'm still here. I've still been in, there are still things in my life that I've enjoyed, that I've gotten to see. I got to see my daughter turn another year older. I got to see all the things that she's done in that time. Um, I have to just, I know everybody's situation is different, but I have to pick the things that I can, look at and say that, I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad to know that I can continue to do this. There's days that I can't. I mean, but right now for me, like fear, wow, the anxiety and fear has just been through the roof. Today, for whatever reason, it's kind of leaving me alone, so that's why I'm doing this. But being alone is, oh my gosh, it sucked. And that's an understatement. Still trying to get out. I've gotten out less than I've gotten out probably ever. But the few times that I have, it's been really tough. But it was so satisfying to just be when you get home and you come. It's like, oh my God, at least I did it. I know. I guess this thing is that it was that time of year that we can either get really, really down, which believe me, I have and I was and I am, or we can actually look at it and say, you know what, I'm going to really appreciate everything that I can appreciate for as much as I can. Um, Again, maybe I'm doing a disservice by not turning this camera on like other people do when they're really having a tough time. Because when you show it to other people, they're like, well, see that person and he's doing perfectly fine. No, if somebody else is watching this for somebody, they're not lying. Yes, there are people that come off quickly and easily, some very easily from what I understand, but for a lot of a very large number of us, this is the hardest thing that we've ever done in our lives. And we're not lying about the fear, we're not lying about the pain, we're not lying about any of those things. Now, is there, again, everybody's like, well, there's some psychological. Of course there is. Of course there is some psychological, whatever, that makes it a little bit worse. Maybe a lot worse. I don't know. But the fact that it's there and we have to deal with it almost 24 hours a day. If you're lucky enough to sleep, then you don't. I am. I mean, actually, that's one of the things lately that I've been sleeping a lot. And that's new, actually, because I had gone away. My sleep had kind of gone away for a little while. And not completely, but just where I wasn't getting good sleep. And then when I woke up, I was pretty much up. And now I can kind of go back to sleep and just be out, which is an escape. And but I think it's healing as well. So, and again, for those of you who are wondering, how can I do that? I'm in benzodiazepine withdrawal. All I can say is find a naturopathic doctor or somebody who understands 5-HTP or tryptophan, and how that works with your gut, and also healing your gut to allow yourself to be able to produce your own serotonin, which turns to melatonin at night. I believe that's one of the biggest gifts I've given myself in this process. Eating as well, and I'm not going to hit everybody's preaching because I've tried everything under the sun, and I'm starting to realize that a combination of, and I think it depends on the day too. Carbs someday really seem to help me. Other days carbs don't. And again, so I'm not going to go. There's no point. Listen to your body. But anyway, I'm ecstatic that I'm here. I'm halfway. I appreciate every single one of you that are out there. The one thing that I know, that being halfway right now, it makes me realize that the people that are on the other side, or the people that are going through this, the people that are supporting people going through this, I'm in awe of all of you. The longer this goes on, the more in awe of everybody out there I am, of how strong, how truly, truly strong you are, truly of what you're giving up for what will be coming down the road. And that's the other thing I look forward. I'm halfway. Halfway to what? I have no idea. I have no idea what my life's going to look like, but I know it's going to be better than it was. because I'm agoraphobic now. I don't leave the house. Very, very rarely. But before, even when I was, was on meds and I was getting out and working and doing all those things, I worked, I came home, I was in social situations. It sucked. Um, I attribute most of that to being in some form of withdrawal, or whether it was just some form of withdrawal. And again, did I start taking these medications because of anxiety? Yes, I did. But I believe now, having done the research I've done, there's a million reasons, not the least of which was some of the stuff going on at the time. So again, if somebody is watching this and somebody's telling you that the benzodiazepines or the SSRIs or whatever are making them worse, listen to them. Listen to them. And if you're somebody who's watching this and you've been on it for a short amount of time, and you think I'm full of shit, because somebody just recently asked me, they said, what would you have done, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? And I'm like, I would have done the same thing that some of you watching this, if you're looking for it, would have been thinking the same thing. Or some of you who are on the medications right now, I would have thought the same thing. I have to have this medication. It's the only thing that's keeping me somewhat sane. And now I know that's completely false. Now I'm not on the other side, but I've seen enough people on the other side now that I know, when they're on the other side, they can say that with all confidence. Just like I can say with the amount of confidence that I have, I'm going to get better. Halfway there. Anyway, I really wanted this to be as much positive as I could put out. And I didn't want to make it a whine fest. I had already done that and I deleted it. Again, I don't know if I'm doing a disservice, but there's enough out there. I wish there was more. I do, because we're not an albino dinosaur. There are so many more people going through this than are on YouTube that are talking about it, that doctors will even admit to. But I want to show the side of being positive, of getting through this, that there is light at the end of this tunnel. And for those who show the other side as well, God bless you, because you help me. I watch those videos when I'm feeling like shit, and it makes me know that I'm not, that what I'm feeling, there's a justifiable reason. I just can't do it. It's hard enough for me to make these videos and then go about my day and stay somewhat sane. To do it while I was completely vulnerable, I'm already vulnerable. Somebody asked me recently, what age do you basically most of the time go around feeling like? And I'm like, about 5. I'm a 48-year-old stuck in a 5-year-old, in a 48 body, feeling like I'm 5. I feel that vulnerable all the time, a lot of the time anyway. And to come on camera and to do that, I couldn't finish my day. So those that can, again, I'm not, bravo, really. I applaud you, and I'm grateful for what you're doing and the attention that you're bringing, because you're bringing much more attention than I am. And for those that are on their other side who are still going through and yet still giving back, one of which I am going to put the link. And even like someone like Jocelyn with Brenzy Brains, she just came back and now she's got I guess it's a CBD oil, which I will be ordering one of, because you can go look it up. It's her most recent video, I believe. I don't know unless she's done one in the last few days that I haven't seen. I want to support her. I want to support the fact that she's going to be putting that money back into benzodiazepine research and awareness. So anybody that's doing anything like that, for any of us that have a buck or two or whatever, or something that we're taking anyway, and it can support that, yeah, you're damn right. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do everything I can. And like I said, it's my goal at the end of this to continue to stay in this community, to reach out and help. And I don't know what that's going to look like, but that's my goal. Anyway, not blowing sunshine up my ass. I'm just really trying to give myself a meaning and a reason to be here, and a reason other than my family and myself and everything, all the right things, I should say. But I also want to give myself something bigger than me. And that's every one of you. Right now there's over 100 subscribers to this channel, which blows my mind. I'm at a year now. So I'm halfway and I'm at a year. I've got probably, if at the pace I'm going, and if I can continue that, I've got 2 years left. And I'm not going to think about that, because it could speed up, it could slow down. I'm hoping it's going to speed up. But if it's 2 years and I get to have my life back, my daughter will be older and whatever, but you know what? It's okay. There's still so much life to live, so many things to do. It's such a beautiful world. I mean, being stuck in my house makes me realize the stuff that I miss. You know, the little painting behind me. I'm going to find a place like that. The moment I can get out on any consistent basis, and I'm going to sit by a stream and up somewhere up in the mountains, and I'm going to truly, truly, truly embrace that moment because it's something that I know what it's like now to not be able to do that. Hell, just walking down the street with my dog and my wife and kid, to that would be fucking amazing. And I apologize for swearing, but I can't. I mean, to be there in that moment and be just free. I remember doing it, so I know it's possible, and it doesn't have to be done by a medication. Anyway, I love every one of you. I am in awe and I respect every one of you. And I have no words. It's been a year. You guys have supported me, and I just want to continue to give back in the smallest ways that I can. Um, Thank you all. I love you all. Hang in there. I know the holidays are tough, but enjoy them to the extent that you can. There's a magical part of this season that if you tune into it, it's there, no matter how bad you feel. All right. Love you all, and I'll talk to you very soon. Thanks.